Hey guys, just wanted to show you my soffit construction down here in the basement. I've seen a few methods on how to do it, and obviously clearance is a concern down in the basement. So what we've done, we went with the typical 2x4 ladders on either side, but we've also added one in the middle to keep our screw spacing under 24 inches. This one's actually 13 on center, and this one is roughly 21 inches on center. So that meets the requirements. I mean, you obviously want the support, you don't want to sag over time. So typically you would see the soffits, the ladders, sorry, coming down, and then you'd have the horizontal piece coming all the way across from ladder to ladder. And in order to do that, you need to bring your soffits down 1.5 inches more than your clearance height, just to get that horizontal piece 2x4 across. And you know, you lose 1.5 inches with that method. I mean, if you got a high ceiling, maybe not a big deal, but this method's pretty simple. The toughest part is to getting all three level with each other. And I mean, there is some shimming. I got lucky. I think I only had to shim a few sections, and it really wasn't much. But I mean, I wanted it nice and almost perfect. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's really close. So they all line up. There's no teetering, spanning across all three. The level sits nicely all the way down. And as you can see, we come pretty close to the ductwork. I mean, that was the goal. And we still have about 1/2 inch for expansion when they get hot in the winter. So yeah, that's about it. That's all the show. Framing's pretty much done. It is done down here. I was thinking about adding a strip here, but again, it's not really necessary because we have the proper spacing all the way down. And if you had a wider space, you could just keep going with these soffit ladders, and you know, you don't have to have the horizontal supports and the vertical tie-ins with this method. This kind of just looks like it's hanging here, but this is a corner here, so corners are going to tie in, and that should finish this section off completely. And yeah, there's another bit of ductwork to box in here, and a beam to box in. I'm going to do the same thing. I think I'm going to come even closer. I'm going to make my ladders 1/4 inch shorter, so it's even tighter, because we have a door here, and I'd like to not butcher the trim in order to fit it in, but we'll see. A bit more framing up there. We have a walkout basement here, so it steps down. Sorry, the foundation steps down all the way to the back. So I kind of did. I framed it, you know, in a way that it kind of looks symmetrical, and we'll see how that looks. Maybe I'll regret not going floor to ceiling, but I think it gives it that visual openness in a small space. Pretty big windows and doors, which is nice in the basement. That's not an egress window, but not required with a walkout, I believe. I have a little bathroom in here. You can see it's laid on the floor there. That was all sighted with laser level, squared up, and I marked it down just because I had to return the laser to a PAL. So I have to do some modification in the plumbing here. Shouldn't be too bad. I guess we'll see. And then a little wet bar kitchen / little kitchen area here. So we'll see how it goes. Cat 6 to the living room upstairs. That comes from this back area here. Got unfinished storage space. Got the house all wired. Nice 2-inch conduit all the way to the, not conduit, sorry, just pipe all the way to the attic. So I was able to run some Cat 6 throughout the house. Whole house is now hardwired, networked. And so that's pretty cool. Wi-Fi was pretty bad once I moved all this stuff down here. And so I had to add a router upstairs, but it's good to go now. Antenna also comes down from the attic. I don't have it on the roof, I have it mounted in the attic. And reception's pretty good. You get 26 channels in at least 15 to 20 are in HD. So that just goes right into the house's splitter. Bell 5 doesn't use the RG6, so I was able to just disconnect the old Rogers cable and put the cable from the attic from the antenna right into there, and it is awesome having an antenna right to each bedroom. So pretty cool. I guess I'm gonna need a sub panel down here. Not sure where I'm gonna mount it, here or here. I have to move some of this stuff around, or I might have to extend the plywood out to add enough room to mount a sub panel, but we will see, because there's some appliances that are gonna need to come down here. Fridge and washer dryer are gonna go here, stacked next to here, and a wall running across here that will cut off the finished basement to the unfinished storage. Nice big door here. Well, I was gonna go pocket door, but I don't know, I don't think so. Just a nice big 36-inch door. So hopefully this looks nice and has enough room. I'm worried about the spacing here, but it shows, it fits measurements, everything work out. Washer dryer gonna fit pretty good in there. Crawling all over everything here. In here to the utility room, furnace room, I've roughed in about 39 inches. So I'm going to do a custom bookcase slash door, hidden door. So that should be fun. My wife is not too thrilled about it, but I'm excited. I think I can make it work. I'll put some really heavy duty hinges here. I'm going to beef this up quite a bit more than it is now. And see, I haven't decided which way it's going to open. It works either way. But if I open it with the hinges here, it's going to have to be low enough to come under the duct here. It's about the right height after the trim and everything go on, but we'll see. It might just be better to put the hinges on that side and have it open the other way. But either way, that'll probably be one of the last things I do. The goal now is to just get this section done and ready for someone to come down here. So back to the back soffit here, kind of ties into this wall, hiding this column. It's a little dividing wall in the middle of a hallway. Just the way I framed around it here. So I had to notch this piece 2x4 all the way out. That was looks a little hackish, but use a sawzall on it, and it's still pretty sturdy. Doesn't move around. It's nice and close, because this is a hallway. There's a bathroom here, and then there's the framing there, and this is a hallway that you're going to come through. So it's about 38 inches or so, I figure, after drywall goes on and trim and everything. So I really had to come as close as I could here to this column, and as you can see, it's like a 1/4 inch less than away. We actually have to notch a little bit so we're not in contact too much, and it's as close as we can get it. I mean, we could have made it a little wider, but just gives it a bit more space. And this side is further away from the column because when I came up here, the way it I had to box in the beam, right? So I had to bring it out a bit from the beam or from the post. So that all is going to tie in nicely. And that's the top plate for this wall. Still haven't framed the head or anything yet for the pocket door. I've got my jacks up, but header goes on there, and then excuse me, and converging pocket door system is what I'd like to put in here. You can see the center and the marking. They're going to be 30-inch doors, so opened it's going to be from there to there, and then when they're open, they're hidden in this section. Obviously, if you understand how pocket door works, it's pretty straightforward. So that'll all be boxed in, nice wall, floor to ceiling, and then I'll be able to get full trim around the doorway for the pocket door on the outside here. But on this side, on the inside, it comes really close to the ceiling here, where the ceiling's going to be. So, I mean, the opening for the pocket door is pretty close to the top or the bottom of this beam, but they give you the spacing, or they make you put it up, rough it in higher, because you've got the track system that goes in here, and then the drywall will come down to the bottom of that track. So technically my ceiling will come above the track opening. I just don't know how much trim I'm going to be able to get in there, excuse me, so we'll see. I just hope I don't have to butcher any trim, but sometimes that's one of the things you gotta do in a basement. You know, much choice. Could have put the door on this wall to avoid it, but that wall makes a good wall for a TV, so on the other side. So it's kind of more important than some trim looking nice, but either way, probably a little longer than it should have been, but there you have it. I originally wanted to show you just the Soffit, but I figured I'd show you what else I've done. So yeah, check her out, nice and tight. Okay, well, let me know if you have any questions. Don't hesitate to ask or critique. Always open to suggestions. Drywall's not up yet, so I mean, changes can be made, but I don't see any reason for this to change. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I plan on doing a few more of these videos, depending on the activity on this one, but yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks a lot.